Hi there, Alyssa Tormala again, and this is an introduction to the HyFlex lesson format. HyFlex is a shortened term meaning hybrid flexible. This is a type of course design that is actually in heavy use in colleges and has been for quite some time, with the idea that many college environments who are creating hybrid classes are designing them with the idea that students would choose whether or not to be in class, synchronous online, or asynchronous online. So the resource that is in your module is the Hybrid Flexible Course Design ebook by Brian J. Beatty, which is a really great resource that breaks down the concept of HyFlex learning, how it works, and how to design for it. Now, bear in mind that this is a book that was created for a higher education audience. So there are components to this book that probably wouldn't apply as readily in a K through 12 environment. But I would love for you to read chapter 2.1 in this book as you're reading for this module, because that chapter gives you a good overview of what teaching looks like in a HyFlex environment. So why would we look at this lesson format? Well, let's think about the goal and what it's ideal for, and then some key components. First of all, the goal of a HyFlex lesson design is to create an equivalent experience for students who are either synchronous in person, synchronous at home, or asynchronous at home. And as you might imagine, in today's world of potentially being in a hybrid or online format, at the K through 12 level, this could be quite useful as a way to think through what that process looks like when you're designing your lessons. This particular model is ideal for times when you are delivering new material to students with opportunities for them to apply that new material. And this particular lesson design is organized with activities in a clear sequence. So this is particularly good when you are looking at, say, introducing a new concept to a class, having them apply that concept or practice that concept, and then adding another layer to it and having them practice again. This lesson design supports active participatory learning, which is what you really want to design for in an online environment. As you might imagine, it's even harder to keep the attention of young people when they are online and don't have that in-person connection with you. So as you design your lessons, you really have to work to create them as active participatory lessons. The key components to this particular lesson design are that it is intended for no activity should be more than 15 or 20 minutes long, and preferably shorter than 15 minutes where you can. It should be active, so you should do things like polls, collaborative discussions, practice opportunities, and creation opportunities. It's cyclical, meaning that you deliver some content, and then students apply what they've just learned, and then you deliver the next piece of content, and students apply what they just learned. So it's really designed with that idea of scaffolding in mind. Because you're trying to design for a variety of audiences, all of the activities have to be able to be done in a digital format. So for example, if you're doing a discussion, it needs to be something that can be done either over a web conferencing opportunity, or that can be done as, say, an online discussion where an asynchronous student could still participate. However, bear in mind, it does not have to be complicated. You can keep it pretty simple. You don't have to use all kinds of complex tools. You can use the same set of small list of tools that you are designing as your go-to tools, as long as it's all available to the students in each of these groups. So let's take just a minute to look at the template, which is also saved into your module. And I definitely encourage you to go dig into this a little bit more. I'm just going to give you a brief overview so you know what you're looking at. This is a collaborative template that was designed by Kevin Kelly, who is someone who's really gotten into HyFlex learning as well. And as you can see, it is a collaborative document. So there are a lot of people out there, even at this moment, who are collaborating and adding to this as we go. You'll notice he has included examples of 50-minute, 75-minute, and 40-minute HyFlex lessons. Certainly, you can adjust these as needed. So if your lessons are 60 minutes, you might take the 50-minute lesson plan and expand it. If your lessons are 80 or 90 minutes, you might take the 75-minute plan and expand it. As you scroll below, Here's the overview of how it works. So it's obviously a chart sequence, but the idea here is you design the activity, you estimate how much time it's going to take, and as you can see, it should never take more than 15 minutes. So this little mini lecture segment here is 12 minutes. And then in this sequence, it's designed to get you thinking about each of the ways that students could access that opportunity to learn. So in some cases, like in Activity 0, everybody can do the same thing, no matter where they are or when they are doing it. On the other hand, in the case of the mini lecture, you may need to think about it looking different for those who are in class, those who are online, and those who are asynchronous. So, for example, in a mini lecture, perhaps the students who are in class are watching you in person, the students who are at home are watching you via video conference, but the students who are asynchronous may have missed the class day, for example, could watch a recorded version of the lecture. So as I said, this is a simple model. You don't have to be overly complicated, but what I like about it is it gives you a chance to really think through how you are designing each of your lessons to meet the needs of the wide variety of groups of students that you might be working with. So with that, go dig into this module, read chapter 2.1, look at this lesson plan, think about what it might apply in your particular practice. And you will also have a list of potential tools and tutorials of tools that might be useful for this particular type of lesson. Good luck.